he's the man right there. 13 world medals. Okay, Dan, you're up.
Where's the coach? Right here. Can you stop practice for this? You should have never finished practice. I would have liked to watch the last minute or two or three or four or five or six. Because I always said I was going to go one more 6 minute go or 7 minute go, whatever it was. And they knew that 7 minute go was going to be 29 minutes. So that's how you get good. And we don't want to ever cut your practice short. Kurt Angle knows that. Right here. Because I come down and coach one practice before they came to the Olympics or whatever. And the World's the year before, right? Yeah, in Atlanta. And he couldn't believe the practice. I only gave him one. You know, so like he'd been practicing for a long time. And that was one that stood out in his mind.
Hardest practice I ever had.
It was the what?
Hardest practice I ever had.
It was the hardest, but the best. I just want you to know that. Because he went on down there and did the job. Came through. And it kind of set in his mind. Kendall Cross, another champion, in the same way. You know, he's, even though he wrestled at Oklahoma State, he was like me, believe it or not, until a certain point in time. And then he ended up liking me again, but it's one of these stories that sometimes you gotta have that that rivalry, and you don't want to really like your opponent until after you beat him and you're done with him. And that's kind of the way the thing is. And I'm a little nervous talking to you guys right now. And the girls. I got all girls. And 4 daughters. Got 10 grandsons now, 4 granddaughters. But anyway, the reason why I'm nervous is because you know Grandview?
Yep.
You know that? You don't know it, do you? That's right. I like that right there. He's not gonna be able to say anything about it because you finished second to him last or close. But anyway, so you know you got to shoot for things. When I was growing up in Iowa, if I ever saw a car in our state that had an Oklahoma license plate on it, it was like I start getting nervous. I start getting hair in the back of my head. Start getting fired up. So it's one of those things. You get these rivalries. You gotta have that, because otherwise it doesn't keep you here. You know, it doesn't keep you here in this room. Sometimes you gotta stay a little bit after. Sometimes you gotta come a little early. Sometimes you gotta be the hardest worker. But to be able to overcome something in your life that you want to overcome. And sometimes it doesn't mean a whole lot until it means a whole lot. So you have to work at that. And that's very difficult. And right now, so how come you gals, you guys wrestle in that outfit? No. So you guys practice what time? 3:30? What time do you practice? 1 o'clock? Same room? All right. So none of you guys actually stay over, want to kick one of these guys' butts? Huh?
Coaches.
They don't allow you? Why? Why?
I said so.
You got rules? Got the difference between Iowa right now and where we at? Georgia? Yeah. But we're making progress. We're making progress because we don't want to be just known in Iowa. We want to be known everywhere. We want to be known everywhere. This is what, Life University, right?
Yep.
And even though the term I'm going to use is that good, but I'm a lifer in wrestling. And sometimes you think that the lifer is not that good. Usually it might be something else. But you guys hopefully will be not only representing this institution in terms of life, university, but hopefully you'll take it with you, carry that tradition on, help Mike Moyer at somewhere over here. He's on the phone working. That guy's working all the time. He's our National Wrestling Coaches Association Executive Director. But he's adding more sports, more wrestling sports all the time. He's about to go right now. We've got to remember that we got to work a little bit harder because we're not football, we're not basketball, we're not baseball. And we want to keep what we want to keep. And especially when things are happening in the world that maybe aren't for us, then you're going to have to step it up a little bit. And right now, what you do is you do good in your school work and you do good in your athletics. And you make a name. You already have made a name. You made a bigger name. So you make such a big name that they can't never lose you. And that's what we need in our sport. And that's why with guys like Mike Moyer, we won't even let him come in here and listen because he's on the phone talking someplace. He's told me that we have 419.
466.
466 what?
New college teams since 2000.
25 years.
And what?
Since 25. 466 for 25 years. 211 of them were women's teams.
I know you're in the same room right here, right now together, even though you don't practice together, which is fine. But it takes a lot of good coordination, it takes a lot of good work to be able to actually have two programs working together to make it work. From the coaching staff point of view, from the athlete's point of view, and because we don't want to just end up having the University of Iowa and a few other programs at that level, when unbelievable numbers. So anyway, we're down here promoting wrestling. There's a museum in my hometown of Waterloo, Iowa. That Jimmy Miller, he introduced himself. You don't seldom have too many wrestling museums. We have a national wrestling museum, but in the state of Iowa, we actually have museum that I'm associated with, Dan Gable, that's along with the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. But we have another Iowa Hall of Fame in a small little town too that excelled in wrestling back years ago, and there still are, but they have another museum. So it's hard to keep those things going, but they stay going because of what I see right here. Each one of you are a part of that. Each one of you are a part of that. And I'm going to shut up just because, you know, after you work out, you're not supposed to just sit down on your butt and get all, it's not, you're already, when you're done today, you start getting ready for tomorrow. That means you're done for the day, you're cooling down, warming down, showering, keeping good health hygiene. You probably don't have like whirlpools or saunas or anything like that. Cold like I don't know. Well, hopefully you'll get that someday. That helps. I mean, for me, I'm in that every day. That's how I live. Ever since I started wrestling. When did I start wrestling? Day one of my life. Day one. First time. Day one of my life, I came home. My mom put me in my bed, put me on my back. She heard me cry and she came in, I was on my belly. Why do I say that? Because I asked my mom when I started wrestling. She said, day one. You know, know what? That gave me an edge, a mental edge. And you know what? I'm here tonight. I know it's true. Otherwise I wouldn't have done what I've done. And not only as an athlete, but coaching some of these champions here. And now promote the sport at the highest level. I mean, you want to say Russians might not like this, but I'm mad at Russia. I'm mad at Russia. I'm mad at Iran. They got issues. But that's some of the best wrestling countries. And I want them out there taking care of the sport of wrestling too, as well. We need that. Especially in the South here. So I'm going to applaud you guys for doing a good job. Won quite a few, and now they lost their coach. They lost me, but he stepped down. You knew that. You know that? You're staying right on top of it. You know you're down south, right? So that's good. Anyway, I don't think they're going to let up, though.
Let's give him a hand.
Thank you.
You guys got some studs here. So what are you doing? What do you want? Second speech or what?